Welcome to President Fro on YouTube. Welcome back, everybody. Tonight with me, as usual, is the Queen.
Hello.
Asylum Inmate, and Mr. Muscles, an HOTD original from way back in the days of the 3. We had lost touch for a while, but he is back, and we are happy to have him back with us. So we are working on his prison break heist setups at the moment, and we're just kind of screwing around. We're not going for any challenges or anything like that. We're just kind of having fun with it. So I figured I'd live stream it out there if anybody were interested to watch and everything like that. So we'll kind of see how it goes, like I said, and we're just kind of having fun with it and talking about a few things. So I hope you enjoy the show, and whenever Muscle is ready to set it off, we are ready to go. If anybody's played the prison break heist before, you pretty much know how they go. They're run-of-the-mill kind of standard missions and everything like that. They can be tough from time to time, but other words, you know, they're relatively easy. It's not one of those situations where you can always go in guns blazing. Most of the time you got to have kind of a formulated plan, which does help out the outcome of it in the end. Alright. I can't help but say it. I was talking about this earlier on the first setup, or you're joining now here at the second. Welcome, viewer, whoever you are. I'm happy you tuned in. I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to drop any comments or anything like that, and we will try to get you included in the broadcast. But I was saying earlier about how the costumes and everything a lot like this, I don't like the costumes. So a lot of times when I set up heists, I'll, in the pre-screen before you set it off and everything like that, I will typically set it up for player owned, to where they can wear whatever they were wearing in the free room to start with. Then you get to wear your crew colors and everything like that, you know, so it makes it a little more cooler, you know, when you're doing heists and you're all wearing, you know, your crew emblems and everything like that. Welcome, second viewer. We're just getting started on the bus heist setup here. Oh, pardon me. This one I've got kind of a thing about. I like to try and get up there. I've got a certain space I get to. Oh. Yeah, he's funny watching himself. See, and that's what I was talking about in that one broadcast. Everybody watches a broadcast that you were broadcasting, and don't lie and say you don't, because everyone knows they do. Exactly, you know what I mean? So, alright, I can take Muscle. You cool, babe? Alright. And like I said, it's kind of a tedious little drive from time to time, but if you've got nice cars and you like to drive around and screw around in the cars, it's always fun. They give you this trip skip option from time to time. I've never done the trip skip on purpose. What's up, buddy? That is our friend, really close friend, who's going through a rough time right now, and happy he's joining us here at least and everything. Glad to see you. Hope things are getting better for you.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking
Wayne, broke Wayne's viewing us right now. So, I know it's tricky for me too, you know. I was sitting there, we were thinking about it the other night, trying to, because that's the biggest problem we're having, helping him come up with a new catchphrase, you know, or a new name or something like that to call him, because strictly we've been calling him that for 3-4 years now. So it's kind of a hard habit to break. Nothing really seems to fit very well, but you know, we'll figure it out. We'll just have to see what happens, you know. People watching, you don't know what kind of car this is. This is the Odd Arc, built by Overflood, whatever. I don't know how they pronounce it, but that's how I pronounce it. So, yeah, you know, it's a nice car. It's super fast. It's very agile. It controls rather well and everything like that. I'm kind of glad I bought it on sale. I'm kind of a stickler about that. I'm kind of cheap ass. You know, all the stuff I want, I tend to wait till it goes on sale before. Oh shit! Caught me looking in the rear view mirror, not watching where I was driving. It come out of the rear view mirror, and boom! There's a frickin' single unit truck right in front of me. Alright, see now this is how I tend to like to do this. I'll park right here. I'll take out my marksman, or actually in this case I'll use my heavy sniper. But the bus normally stops right here, and you gotta be super quick about this shot. Oh, I missed. No, I did not. Back in the car, Muscle. I'll take you to the bus and you can take it, and then our job is to keep the cops busy while he takes the bus and hides it. The best I found here, Muscle, is I take it to Trevor's airfield, I'll hide it inside the hangar, and then I'll hide in the far back. We need to take care of that helicopter that's above me right now. I'll bring this one closer to the Queen Asylum.
Okay, looks like things are heating up.
That's a frickin' fireworks launcher, stupid. Alright, here we go. I've got good show. Alright. Queen Asylum assisted me. Thank you oh, sorry. Thank you very much. I was about to get shot dead by a couple of shotgun blasts there. So now we just have to keep the cops off of them. I'm coming, Muscle. I see you got one right on your tail. I'll see if I can get him off of you. Alright, come on guys, follow me. That's right, follow me. No, this way. Come on, fellas. Come on. Follow through. Are you flat? Are you good? They're not, okay, they're not paying attention to you. Good. I got them. You let me know when, are you flashing? Well, you keep on it and you let me know when you're clear, and then I'll bug out of here. Ooh, gas tanks. No, you don't, officer. Alright. Alright, I'm out. Time for me to go lose my wanted bar. This is relatively easy. 3-star wanted bars aren't so hard to lose. Yeah. Typically there you want to have some type of underground structure you can hide in. Yep. I'm just going for a drive out in the country now. Take the supercar down a gravel road. In reality, this would be the stupidest thing you could possibly do, but hey, why not? You know, it's a game. You do stupid shit on the game. Where did you come from? I was doing good. I almost lost the cops, and then poof, here I am monologuing. They got me monologuing. Oh my god. Anyways. Not paying attention to the mini-map. See, I'm always talking about that, telling everybody, keep your eye on your mini-map. You know what I mean? Always keep one eye down there, and here I'm not paying attention, and boom, there's a cop. Now I have to start my whole cooldown thing all over again. That's okay. I'm flashing again already. So we're going to hide behind this grocery store right here. Otherwise, people know it as their counterfeit cash place if they own the biker business here. Our son Prophet, he owns one here. Batman, or Wayne as we call him now, whatever. He owns one here. I think you have one here too, don't you, Muscle? Counterfeit cash place over here by yeah, that's what I thought. All of my biker businesses are in Toledo Bay, that way I don't have the tedium of having to drive all over the damn state to get to all of my businesses. They're all kind of huddled right in one spot. But it doesn't really matter much. I don't operate any of my biker businesses unless, like last week, people, avid players know we had double money sales on biker business sales. When those pop up, I will operate them, but I only operate my weed farm and the cocaine plant. Other than that, they'll sit dormant with no supplies in them and everything. I just use them to procure products in my nightclub. Pardon that. My sinuses have been giving me... The weather's kind of iffy here where I live today, so my sinuses are being real stupid, so I apologize for any indecent noises I might make. you're good. Best way to lose the cops here is always keep them off-road and everything like that, because it's kind of weird. Right after you take down the initial helicopter at the very beginning of the mission, they don't tend to bring another one out. It must be. It's probably just the way the setup's coded to be and everything like that. But you know, if you've ever done it in a free room, you know you get helicopter after helicopter after helicopter.
I'll hold on to this for you.
And that is the prison bus setup. Relatively simple and everything, like I said. When you're doing that quickly, the payouts and the rep points are kind of puny, but...
I don't get any money from that, I don't get...
No, being a heist leader, you do not get paid for the setups. Only people that get paid for them are your help. But that's okay, and even in situations like this, you know, we always give the massive majority to the one that needs it anyways. In this case, it would be Muscle, as he's relatively new to this account and trying to build it up and build his money stats up. And everybody knows about the age-long loading times that it takes for GTA, especially when you're roaming free rooms. We typically like to do these from invite rooms because the load-ins are extremely short. They're almost instantaneous. But unfortunately, we did start this from... Oop. I gotta quit messing with my damn controller. Yeah, I'm sitting there and messing with my controller, and I accidentally pressed the PS button. Whenever I do that, the live stream goes dead because you're not allowed to see what I'm doing.
I remember that when I used to live stream.
Yep. So they keep that information private, which is cool and everything like that. I mean, not saying much about that. Oh, here we go. That wasn't long at all. Looky there. As soon as you enter the room, the first thing you see is people killing people. But then I can't say much. I went into a room earlier today, and there were some guys grieving some lower players, and the type of player I am, I go after grievers. I go after tryhards. I typically try not to mess with lower levels or honest players that are just trying to have fun and make money. I tend not to mess with them. If anything, I try to help them out without them knowing. But otherwise, yeah, if I go after players, I go after the grievers. My whole crew is set up that way. We don't like bullies. People in this room. Negative. Means Asylum has gotten booted to his either back to story mode or to his own room. Anybody that's watched any of my other previous live streams before, you know the story about our friend Asylum. He has kind of crappy internet, so he gets lagged out a lot and bounced from different rooms, whatever, what have you. So it's kind of an inconvenience from time to time, especially more for him than anything else, and we feel really bad for him. But where he lives, good internet is literally not an option. So he does the best he can, and we try to work with him the best we can. That's why we tend to try to stay to smaller rooms for most part, most days. So rumors are, anyone watching this, that there is a DLC coming out in the next month or so, sometime around June from what the rumors are stating. There's tons of speculations on what it could be. Some people are saying it's a Bikers 2, others are saying it's a Nightclub 2, people are saying it's an addition onto the Arena Wars, which was our last DLC, which Rockstar kind of broadsided everybody out of nowhere. There was no talk about it. No one knew anything about any upcoming DLCs, and then one day, boom, there was a massive download and the introduction of Arena Wars. So they did a really good job of keeping that one really tight-lipped. And this one here, rumors of it have leaked out, but so far I haven't seen or read anything substantial on what it could be. To be honest, I would like to see, and I know a lot of people out there, if anybody watches this broadcast later, I know what you're going to think right away. I'd like to see a Drag Racing Syndicate DLC, is what I'd really like. They give us the ability to pop wheelies with our muscle cars, okay? Let us use them to an actual ability to where it's other than just something fun to do, which, don't get me wrong, I love popping wheelies in my muscle cars. You know, it's a blast. The longer you get them to go, it's cool as hell. But I've even come up with a way that it could work. Because most people are like, well, it doesn't make a difference because all that matters is who gets the launch. Not if the DLC was set up correctly. See, during races, unless they're set up for GTA races, everybody knows that the L1 and R1 buttons of the PS4, I do not know what the button names for the Xbox or anything like that are, because I do not play Xbox. I'm strictly a PS4 guy. But everybody knows that during standard races, stunt races, anything like that, if they're not GTA races, the L1 and R1 buttons serve absolutely no purpose during racing. They have no uses. Now, how about we take those two buttons and we alter the code a little bit or whatever they have to do and make it to where the L1 and R1 buttons now control manual transmission shifts. They serve a purpose, and it wouldn't be that hard to write it in. That's a real simple change, because now it depends on shift times and everything like that about winning the race. They could set it up kind of like the Arena Wars DLC. It wouldn't be so much a free roam thing. It would be more along the lines of, you know, secondary missions or, you know, adversary mode style setup jobs or whatever. With Rockstar created design tracks, quarter mile, half mile, mile long, however you'd want to do it. You know, give several options to where you could have long races or actual short races. And then make it to where minor little changes can be done to the cars, like spoiler position for downforce or, you know, something like that. I'm not talking about going all crazy as in getting to change gear ratios or anything like that, but, you know, the height in the rear end of the car or front end of the car, something that could minorly change how the car would react per track. You know what I mean? And then have kind of a tier setup thing to where, you know, it'd be championship style racing, to where they could actually have actual racing events. See, I haven't seen Rockstar host an event in forever. What happened to the old racing tournaments they used to hold? So, I mean, there could be, and the amount of different...
They got the couple ones out now.
Right.
The ones that are locked, you know, that you got to pay 20 grand.
Right. I can't remember what they are. They're high stakes races, basically. But they're just regular races, is all it is. The only difference is you have to have 8 people start them. It's $20,000 buy-in per person and $100,000 payout for first place. $30,000 for second place, and you break even at third. What's that?
I'm in a cop uniform.
Oh yeah, you and Muscle's got to get the police car and everything like that. Me and the Queen are going to the cargo ship. Now, I'm going to change the subject here, but back to mission at hand. Anyone who's ever done this one, if you've done both sides of it, the cops side can be, it's easy. You got to call a cop car and go to the police station and all that type of stuff. So, I mean, there's really not much to the police side of this one. The cargo ship, there's several different ways of doing it. A lot of people choose to take positions and start killing everybody on board. And if you're that type of player, you know, cool, more power to you. To each their own. Me, I'm kind of more of a stealth type of person. I like to do missions and try and get in and get out without anybody even knowing I was even there. So, over time of doing this mission over and over again, I tried several different ways of doing it. Well, I have developed a way that I really enjoy doing now, and I will show you that here. I'm sure there's a bunch of other people that have figured this out. You know, I'm not saying I'm the first one to figure it out or anything like that, but out of the people that I hang with, yeah, I am the first one to do something like this. That's not saying anything bad about the people I hang with, but make your own opinions. I guess I don't care. Oh, here we go for a nice long drive. I could have chosen a different car. I've got like 100 of them. But I kind of like my odd art. Oh, also here's a police car upon its way. But yeah, it's back to the DLC that I was talking about, the drag racing one and everything like that. You know, like I said, there could just be subtle little differences that you could change that would change the outfit of your car. That wouldn't, it wouldn't take much time for them to program in, you know, and everything like that. Now, typically, I like to choose this one right here, and as long as we don't open fire or anything like that, people will completely ignore us. I have a parachute available, so I'm not too worried about that. Well, alright, well, here we go. Muscle has unfortunately somehow gotten himself killed.
Just found a glitch. Fuck cops.
Yeah.
Ah. And like I said, we're not going for any other challenges or anything like that right now. We're just kind of screwing around with it.
Batman went all balls out, like seriously, cop pulled up and me and him just, man, we bum rushed his ass. Cop didn't know what to think.
Kill the cop next time, Silent.
See, unfortunately,
Yeah, I think that was the one that shot down that guy.
you don't have a choice on here. On the 3, you had an ability to actually go up and knock them out with a punch and only get a 2-star wanted bar. But on here, it's a little different.
No, so me and Batman, we just bum rushed their asses. They didn't know what hit them. They were all confused.
I was me and Batman.
Take 2, here we go. Alright. Granted, we don't have to go very far, but I'd rather drive and walk.
Says it's a classic. I call it leverage. You're gonna think it's a pain in the ass.
Scared. Come to the second one here.
Top of the stack. Climb
Now,
up there and get the car.
up we go. Climb the ladder, like I was saying earlier, as long as you don't aim at anybody, they pretty much typically ignore you right now. Which gives you an advantage to do this. If you don't have a parachute in your weapons wheel already, don't worry about it. There's one typically at the top here. So they were prepared for this. Parachute right there. Go to a silenced weapon. Wow, that should have killed him. Come on. No, I guess it doesn't work. This is the first time I decided to try that. I was seeing if I could open the door from here, but I guess not. Did you get that dude down there? Oh, you're aiming for him. Got him. There's still a dude right there. Alright, fine. We'll do this the hard way. Not that one. Come on. Come up, dude. There you go. Came up a little higher. Never mind. Got him. Alright, now.
I broke my shoe. My bad.
No worries.
My bad.
You got to start hitting that X button the second you go over that edge. Oh yeah, it's a short drop. Now the second I leap over that fence there, I just start automatically hitting my X button over and over and over again until I hear it pull. We wouldn't have had to do all that had I not. I don't know how that dude lived through that shot. They can survive headshots, man. I mean, that's impressive. That's a mighty, mighty NPC. All right, take 3. Third time's the charm. And if you're not completely comfortable making the jump, you don't have to. Once I get down there and pop that lock, the cutscene will put both of us in the car. Works for me.
You're almost at the cargo ship. Get on board, climb the stack, and access the container with the car in it. Then bring the car to my people and we'll get it out of the country.
Alright.
Top of the stack. Climb up there and get the car.
Yeah, I did forget about the dude behind me. When I parachuted off, I started getting shot because I forgot about the one dude behind me. Did you both call one?
I guess so.
Oh, we just need one car.
Can you? Oh, you got the far one?
Yeah, there's a squad car parked right in front of the entrance of that.
That's bizarre.
We said the silent died, but I died.
Getting a little bit of glitch going on here. That's alright. That happens.
Do you want to go back to a free room and reset it up?
No, I think we're alright.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's really how you feel.
Just gotta slow down a little bit, that's all.
Pull my head out of my hands.
Random explosion while
That's
loading.
never good. When we're in the loading screen to do a heist, that's never good.
Yeah, it's odd.
What's on?
That random
I'll have to wait.
explosion.
Alright. Second viewer coming back in. Is that you again, Muscle?
No, I'm ready.
Oh, that Batman back then. Alright, screw the car. We're just gonna run.
Look out for their people on the ship. You don't want to start a fight with them until you have to. The car's in a
Huh?
locked container at the top
Nope,
of the stack.
I put mine
You'll need
away.
to climb up to it and shoot open the lock. The car's a late 50s Lamborghini Casco. Rishkovsky says it's a classic. I call it leverage. You're going to think it's a
What's
pain
that?
in the ass.
Right here.
Nope, next one. Second one.
Top of the stack. Climb up there and get the car.
Yep. But like I said, as long as you don't aim at them or anything, they'll ignore you. It's like climbing up this ladder. There's 2 of them right there.
Yeah, did you see that?
Uh-huh.
Right there.
Yeah, like I said, if you ignore them, they'll ignore you. This is one of them things. If you Muscle.
Yeah, we keep on getting 2 squad cars.
That's what I'm saying. You sure you don't want to go back to free mode and restart it?
I'll leave that up to Muscle.
I think we can do it. Just how we're not standing in the middle of the fucking street.
Yeah, just don't. Yeah, you can't stand in the street, dude.
It's taken me years to teach pro that.
Parking lot.
Oh.
You just stand right there on the street, or not in the street, but you know, on the sidewalk.
Yep.
It'll come to you. Babe, how many cigarettes are you smoking?
Oh, put that in there. That was, I had a partial in there. And they both were both out. Alright.
The car's a late 50s Lampadati Casco. Rishkovsky says it's a classic. I call it leverage. You're going to think it's a pain in the ass.
5.
Look out for their people on the ship. You don't want to start a fight with them until you have to. The car's in a locked container at the top of the stack. You'll need to climb up to it and shoot open the lock. Top of the stack. Climb up there and get the car.
It's even worse when you're in first person. Climbing ladders is fucking hard as shit in first person. Yeah. Whee. Alright, let's try this one more again.
Sent the helicopter off.
Aim high. Higher. Higher. Go higher. Ready? 5. Okay, stay put.
The car's in the container. Shoot the lock to open it up.
Don't worry, we're good.
Just trying to make cover fire, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we do it this way, and the coolest part is, so far, no wanted bar. You just drive, don't shoot at anybody, because we can outmaneuver most of them.
You got it. Once you're sure they're not following, bring it in. Okay, now bring the car to my driver.
Excuse me, coming through.
This car in good shape to give to Rishkovsky.
Oh, we're good.
Priceless. And our man's imminent place on the F5B most wanted list is going to make him
We
ineligible
use
to
a
make
duck button. A
insurance
lot of
claims.
people forget that there is a duck
Look
button.
after it. Okay, looks like they're sending people after the Casco. You need to drop these guys before you bring the car back. Drop as in ice them, or drop as in lose them. I don't
Hate
mind.
taking this route. It's so tight through here. It becomes
If you're
fucking
looking after
bottleneck
his
to
car,
end.
there's only so much damage we can blame on the export crew. Bloodstains, bullet holes, burn marks, they'll go under general wear and tear.
Oh,
Anything freaky's gonna
fucking
be
guy
wrong.
tried to cut me off. We're good. We're still rolling. Still cruising, no problem. Excuse me. Thank you.
Where are you at with that car? I was worried about it taking damage. Now I'm worried about how many miles it'll have on the
Just
clock.
pretty much a nice
Plot a
little
course to my driver and follow it quick.
drive.
Maybe one day you'll file a few patents, head up some research projects, bring that knowledge into the boardroom and be able to afford a car like this yourself. Until that day comes, don't
I
think
like to
about
do this
driving
side of
around
the
like
house.
you own it,
Like I said,
okay?
no wanted
Come on,
bars,
talk
so
to
then
me.
you don't have to worry about trying to lose the cops while you're running from jackass NPCs that are shooting at you. That's every car. Yeah, I know.
You almost there? My driver's been mainlining junk energy drinks and downloading soft rock classics for a 40-hour drive to Central America. And she'd really appreciate it if you hurried up and sent her on her way.
Car delivered.
Hey! Out. I'm taking over.
As you can see, that one does not have to be as hard as a lot of people make it out to be. God damn it! And there's the laggy internet we were speaking of earlier. Well, I think I'm going to call it quits on the stream for now, since we seem to be experiencing some technical difficulties. Next time I live stream, check me out on Twitter, because I'm always posting on there when I'm streaming. You can find me on Twitter at President Fro, PREZIDENTFRO. You can find the Queen at Ambriella70. You can find Asylum at AsylumInmate01. And don't forget to look us up on Facebook under Hunters of the Darkness, HOTD. You can always find us here on YouTube. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed the show, and remember, hunters never die.
Shit. His electricity went out. He's got no power.